Bud, lesson number 25 is what we're going to do today. And this is going to be all about playing in time. You know, we've talked so much about playing in tune. Playing in time is a pretty big, important thing too, and it's sometimes difficult for beginning guitarists to get, because you're concentrating, you're thinking, okay, well, I've got this chord here, and I got to get from here to here, and all you're thinking about is that. You're not, and you're just going at your own speed. You're not necessarily concerned enough with what is happening with the song. And consequently, when you get together with some other musicians, if everybody's not all together, it's not going to sound all together. So usually this is more of a problem with beginning to intermediate players, just not being sure of making that change. And you've heard it. I'm sure it'll sound something like this, maybe. You know, that hesitation. Obviously, we need to work on fingerings. If you look back some of my older lessons about pivot fingers and guide fingers, and using pairs of fingers and thinking about where you're going to the next place, those things are obviously going to help. But beyond that, you also need to have the tempo going. And the best way to do that, I think, is by using an external metronome of some sort. You can tap your foot, but the problem is I couldn't tell you how many students I've seen over the years tapping their foot along, and that's what I'm doing right now. You can't hear, but that's not an autonomous thing. That's going along with what you're doing. You can't tap your foot to keep your time until you really have that time internalized. Okay, drum machines are fine. Really, the easy thing to me though is a metronome. Now you can get them. You can put one on your phone. I'm using my phone to record this, so I'm not going to use that one. But on a laptop, which I've got right behind me, all you got to do is search for metronome. That's METRONOME. The one I've got up here is called bestmetronome.com. It's kind of cool because it's got a big start button in the center, and then off on my left side I'm seeing beats per minute. It's defaults to 90, which is okay. I think actually I'm going to move it down to 80. Probably a better default. And on the right side over here, it's got tempo markings. Telling you tempo ranges from slow to moderate to fast, which is again a pretty cool thing. Now the app I use on my phone, boy, I can't even think of what it is, but I've got one on my phone for use when I'm just sitting around practicing on my own. If I'm working on a difficult passage, it's a good idea to have that thing going. So with all that said, get yourself either an app on your phone or just call up a website on your laptop, and let me show you how this can work. Again, I've got this set, and a.bestmetronome.com is the one that I've got. I don't necessarily mean to recommend that, except that it looks pretty cool to me. I think I've used this once before. Anyway, I'm going to start my tempo now. Okay, you can hear it in there. It's not real loud. I wonder if I bump up my speed here a bit, or volume, I'm sorry. Oh yeah. That's a little bit louder. Okay. I just want to start with the 6-string open. Doing that in time. Okay, and that's just quarter notes. Quarter note gets 1 beat, so you're right there. Let's try now. Half notes get 2 beats, so it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a whole note lasts for 4 counts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Those are whole notes. Switch to half notes for 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Quarter notes. 1, 2, Okay, and that's pretty easy to do. We didn't do eighth notes. Usually with eighth notes, we're going to do a down up stroke on the pick. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, we did the single string. Can we try this maybe with a chromatic scale? If you remember from when we did the lesson on chromatic scales, let's just do it on the first string. Just in the first position, you start with your open string, first fret, first string, first finger. Back down. That's as quarter notes. Let's try it as eighth notes. Okay, now we're staying in one position there. That's going to be pretty easy. Let's do the chromatic scale now where we had to go all the way up the neck. You're in this position and you shift quickly to fifth position. Once you've completed the fourth fret note there, you shift, and then you're going to shift on up to here. So let's try this chromatic scale now. Metronome setting, I've got it at 80 beats per minute right now. 1. Okay, now if you're doing something like this, you know you need to move more quickly to the next spot. And remember here, when you're shifting any time on the guitar, whether you're doing work with the metronome or not, the thing is to spot, knowing exactly where you're going. Don't look at what you are up here. Look exactly where you're going and have an exact spot. You know, and envision where that finger is going to end up exactly there and try and get there quickly. Okay, now with changing chords, let's try that. Let's try an E minor chord. E minor with a sixth string open. Your second finger is on the fifth string at the second fret. Your third finger is on the fourth string at the second fret. Everything else is open. That's a very nice chord. 1, 2, 3, 4 half notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then let's try and change from there to our with an A minor chord. A minor, first finger's on the second string at the first fret, second finger's on the fourth string at the second fret, and your third finger's on the third string at the second fret. We'll do an A minor for 2 measures, and then we'll go back to the E minor. Okay, ready? 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. E minor. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're working with the tempo just right there. Just trying to make sure you get there. You don't want that. Okay, you want to get there quickly. With the metronome, I think one of the smart things to do, you get something going at a slower, relaxed tempo like that, and then bump it up gradually. And here I'm seeing one of the things I don't particularly like about this, and there's probably a way to adjust it, but the next mark here is at 90. You should have, let me see. Oh yeah, okay, there's a way up at the top left corner to just go 1 beat per minute at a time and change. But now at 90, you can hear this little bit of a tempo difference. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So it's a good idea to try things at different tempos. Get a tempo you can be comfortable with first, and then once you are comfortable, not only is it good to speed that tempo up, but it's also smart to slow it down. I know that sounds a bit counterintuitive, but I'm going to take it down to 60 now. I've set it at 60, and I'm going to hit my start button again there. 2. Now it's about control. 3, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, good luck with that. Keep practicing with it. Use a metronome either on your phone or on your laptop or whatever you have. And good luck with trying to get those chords changed a little bit faster. Again, if you're having any issues with this, don't hesitate to comment below, and I'll try and address your questions if you have any. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.